Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Class 9, today is the second lecture of your unit number 3, biodiversity. You are already familiar with the term biodiversity. Now moving into its detail for a better understanding. Biodiversity is the variability or the variety of species and living creatures in an ecosystem. The variety of living organism is also helpful in preventing the spread of certain diseases. For an example, if an organism in an area is found affected or attacked by a disease, so there is another organism or creature present that may help in preventing that disease. Otherwise, if that species exists independently, the whole variety of that species may die out. But if the biodiversity is available, different populations are living in an area that may save a specific species of dying out completely. Rainforests. So rainforests are one of the most important examples where biodiversity can exist. Certain experts and scientists say that rainforests have large amounts of species diversity, and large amount of species diversity, for an example, like there is a cure of cancer and AIDS found in the Madagascar island, where there is a rose periwinkle plant that helps in curing of cancer, the leukemia, and up to 10 to 90% usage of this plant has this survival rate of certain individuals. So there is a variety of aids which we can get from rainforests. We can have great benefits from these rainforests because it has different kinds of animals and plants available there which can benefit humankind. And these terrestrial or rainforests are affected or getting extinct due to deforestation, which we should avoid. Deforestation means cutting down of trees. Now, the global warming. And many scientists believe that global warming, the warming up of the entire planet Earth, is a great threat to biodiversity. How? That there are certain animals which can exist in colder areas. For example, white polar bear, pandas, white cheetah, etc. There are certain organisms. So what happens is, due to pollution or due to increasing depleting of the ozone layer due to anthropogenic activities, anthropogenic means human made activities, the earth is getting warmer due to and hot due to deforestation, cutting down of trees. So species are getting lost, and global warming is a great factor. As the temperature is increasing, the organism which cannot survive in warmer areas are dying out gradually, and this is also due to deforestation, cutting down of trees. Now, the pollution factor. How pollution affects biodiversity. Increase in the pollution in the environment develops a disturbance in a community, a bad pungent smell, the germs, the disease outbreak. Many species cannot tolerate these changes and therefore they change their habitat. They move from that area, and there are numerous man-made changes. As you know, the population of the world is increasing day by day, and human beings are not taking care of their activities properly, so they have a larger impact on different species that destroys and disturbs the ecosystem of different organisms, which is a great factor of loss of biodiversity. So we should take care of our every activity so that we do not harm other living creatures, because they have a complete right of living in the area, because they also survive there or live there. Our hunting practices. In 1584, there were some kind of people in Denmark which had, you know, which had a tradition of killing whales, and every year they used to kill almost about 950 whales. Here you can see in the diagram, this was an activity that was being conducted in Denmark. Dead whales, can you say, if you're able to see? So this was a tradition in that area. So this was one of the reasons that why whale was getting extinct. So we should avoid these fun making activities of hunting and have importance of life of a creature or individual. Our fun loving activities of hunting is killing an entire organism, and that life of that organism is more important than our fun activities. The introduction of invasive species. What do we do? Sometimes we bring an external species to our environment from other ecosystem and other habitats to our environment. I would like to give you an example of the non-native species. Non-native means that is not available in our environment but brought from other particular area, and this is a picture of a lionfish that was invaded or brought in the Atlantic Ocean, and that lionfish fed all the native species. Native, that local species which were present in the Atlantic Ocean, and this lionfish ate all those local fish or species, and this is how lionfish reproduced and grew and has grown up to 1000 lionfish per acre today in the Atlantic Ocean. So this non-native invasion or introduction to Atlantic Ocean was a great loss of biodiversity. So we should not invade certain species before we get proper information about it, whether it is healthy to invade it or it may harm our native means local, our local species. Natural disasters, volcano eruption in an area, or limnic eruption. Limnic eruption is the eruption of gas from earth, from water lakes, in which a great amount of gas is bombarded from the lake. So here you can see a picture that a limnic eruption has taken place. This is a natural disaster. And what happens is, in 1986, a great limnic eruption took place from Lake Neos. So at that time, what happened was that was the reason of a mass extinction, a great loss of a lots of species, a lots of variety of species and its diversity in that ecosystem. This is one of the natural disaster which we cannot control, but we can control our main man-made activities and plant more trees, avoid deforestation, develop rainforests, and do not disturb them to protect this variety of organisms. You can see a dead cow due to limnic eruption. So, thank you, class. I hope you had a better understanding of biodiversity. Should go through the entire unit. I will assign you a test, and you most probably on Monday I will give you a test on the topic of biodiversity from your notes. It will be objective type test, and I will give you multiple choice questions and short question and answers. So you have to go through the topic of biodiversity, extinction, conservation, and learn the short question and answers and the multiple choice questions from this unit. We will cover the deforestation part and the rest of the part of the unit in our next lectures, but on Monday I will take a small test. So learn these topics. Thank you, class.